Hi, Delora here. First, I want to apologize. I didn't get the video out last week. Like I said, I had got some news from my doctor saying that I might need to have see a neurosurgeon about having surgery in my neck, and so I was kind of feeling kind of down about that. So now, like I said, I have to go see a neurosurgeon to see if possible that I need to have surgery on my neck. Uh, and this neck injury that I had is the results of 10 accidents that I got rear in my 66 years of life. I've been in 10 car accidents with someone rear-ended me, and I ended up getting whiplash, and that's the reason why my neck is so messed up. I can barely even turn my head right to left because of my neck injury. My neck hasn't been right in a very, very long time. Anyway, again, I apologize for that. I also want to what I wanted to talk to you about today, but then before I get into that as well, I wanted to mention to you about, I saw this girl, her name is Jemima, I think it's Jemima. She's an influencer on YouTube and Instagram, and I really admire her her blog about depression, how she's dealing with depression. So I hope that you all check it out. She's a person that loves to travel, and she loves to do what they call hauls. She does haul with different clothes from different company, and she travels a lot, and she just living her best life. And when you see her and see how happy she is, how happy she is on her videos, and how much fun she having, you could look at it and say, well, why is she depressed? So that lets you know, depression can happen to people who are extremely happy and are living their best life. But sometimes the depression hits sometimes out of nowhere. And she was talking about how she had to go back into therapy. So that's what I was trying to tell you all. Don't be afraid to call and ask for help from your doctor, from the crisis line, anyone. When you're really depressed and you need someone to talk to, please just pick up the phone and call that crisis number, like I said, or call your doctor and everything. So, because we don't want you to get to the point of being so depressed that you end up hurting yourself. And that's the reason why I'm doing these blogs on YouTube, because I'm trying to help as many people as I can to get help, from a professional, from a professional, a counselor, or maybe even a minister. Just get some help, and don't let it just keep, depression keeps sitting there, and you're not getting any help, and you might need to be on medication, and you're not taking any type of medication to help you deal with the depression. So just please, if you're depressed right now and you're feeling low and you feel like you don't want to be here anymore, please call. Please call the crisis hotline. Call your doctor. Call someone. Don't do that. Please don't. Well, what I wanted to talk to you about was PCP. Back in the late 1970s, my brother had bought some marijuana from someone, and they had the marijuana laced with some PCP. So we didn't know at the time what was wrong with him, then that he had taken some marijuana with PCP. But my mom just was taking him to the hospital because to find out what was wrong with him. He was 90 years old. This is, like I said, the late 70s, and he was acting all agitated and jumpy and everything. He was talking to himself, and my mother had to take him, like I said, take him in the hospital. And she said while they were in the cab, he almost jumped out of the cab while the cab was moving. That's how agitated he was. So apparently when he got to the hospital, apparently they did a blood test on him, and that's probably how they found out that he had marijuana and PCP in his system. And so that's what I wanted to. And not only did they call it PCP, they called it a horse tranquilizer and stuff like that. It was real popular in the late 70s. They even did a movie about someone getting shot up with shot up. They taken PCP, and they never was right. They never was right after that. They had mental issue. It's really hard for that person. So that I don't know if they still got that movie today, but if they do, I hope that you go and try to search for it, and also read up more information about PCP, and please stay away from that drug. And the reason why I said talking about PCP is because ever since my brother smoked the marijuana with PCP, he never, like I said, he never was right. He was in and out of the mental hospital. He ended up being diagnosed as a schizophrenic, and he was. Like I said, he was in and out of the hospital. He was diagnosed as a schizophrenic. And right now he's in his 60s, still battling with schizophrenic. He has to get a shot every month just to keep him calm, so he won't be agitated. Because one time he was so agitated before the shot, before they had the shot, he got so agitated that he was arguing with my mother, yelling at my mother. And my baby brother came in, and apparently my brother must have pushed him towards the china cabinet. And my baby brother had this big cut in his arm. He was bleeding, and he had a big cut in his arm. And I went in the bathroom to see how bad he was cut, and I can see his bone. That's how deep the cut was. I mean, you can see his bone. He was cut down to the bone on his arm. And I wrapped his arm up, helped him wrap his arm up. And I told my mother, I said, you got to take him to the hospital. You got to take him. It's real bad. It's really bad. And sure enough, when she took him to the hospital, they had to take him straight into surgery to fix his arm. Because like I said, it was cut to the bone. To the bone. You can see the white of his bone. That's how deep it is. And we were so grateful that they had developed a shot for him, so that way he won't be so agitated all the time. So like I said, when they developed that shot, he taking the shot, and he didn't have to go in and out of the mental hospital anymore, and it kept him calm. Just one shot once a month, and that keeps him from freaking out and being agitated and yelling at people and talking to himself. One time he was sitting in the kitchen, and he was having a conversation with someone, and they were supposed to be he was supposed to be in prison with this person, and he just carrying on a conversation, just all by himself, talking about prison and stuff like that. He did that a lot, like I said, before he got his shot. He did a lot of talking to himself about stuff, and I told my mother, I said, that's the devil, or one of the fallen angels that he talking to. I said, because we know there's nobody there. So, but in his mind, he's talking to someone, and that kind of frightened us when he was doing that, because he's just carrying on a conversation, just like if he was sitting next to you and you all were talking. That's how he was. He was carrying on a conversation, and we were so happy that shot was one of the things that helped him, where he wasn't talking to himself anymore. So, well, I can't say anymore. He just don't talk to himself that much. He rarely talks to himself, and if he does, it's not that long, or something like that. It's not like a long, deep conversation. He might say something. Like sometimes we might be talking to ourselves. You'll say something like we talking to ourselves. Why did I do this? And I need, you talking to yourself, and somebody come in and say, who are you talking to? You say, I'm talking to myself. So that's basically what the kind of talking to himself that he does now. He don't really carry on deep conversations like he used to be. So That's the reason why I wanted to tell you about schizophrenia, because also with schizophrenia you could be depressed as well. People are diagnosed with schizophrenia suffer with depression as well. My brother, so far, he never tried to kill himself. You know, he
Excuse me, madam. You have a new text message.
I'm sorry about that. My brother never tried to kill himself, and he never tried to really like do harm to anybody. He just like was yelling a lot, or like I said, talking to himself in long conversations a lot, and stuff like that. But he never tried to harm himself or anybody else. So anyway, if you know someone that got hooked on PCP, or if you know someone that's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, please let me know. Leave a comment and let me know how you're dealing with that person who have gotten hold of PCP, or who have been diagnosed with schizophrenia. So please leave a comment below. I hope that you subscribe to this channel, YouTube channel, because I'm going to be talking more about living and dealing with depression. And please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And thank you for listening. And may God be with you always. Bye.